Kingdom Come Deliverance is a medieval RPG with enough character choices for an 8-villain wolf collection, and enough spoiled meat for a country fair. You follow the story of Henry, son of Chuck Norris, the blacksmith, as his guest from village turnabout to shine a new knight because, as is normal in those days, his land was invaded by an usurper whose diplomacy rating in -1 as always with his reviews. They are not gonna be 2 minutes long or filed with sponsored bullcrap. As always, if you like the video, maybe subscribe. So here's my review for Kingdom Come Deliverance, a world without dragons, but hey, that got the headless horseman, the godless basin, and history's forced archer student graphics art first. Even back years ago, when Kingdom was first being shown in was Looker, and in many ways it continues to be here on all the platforms, even at 1900p on the PS4 normal and Xbox, which does land it in slightly softer look all the way to the 1080p on the PS4 Pro in 4040p on the Xbox 6. The game's landscapes combined with its draw distance and lighting engine do a dramatic job to really introduce the gamer to this video world right from the start. It's almost jaw-dropping in how beautiful it is, and while the wishful thinking of many gamers is that this world would be gigantic, it's not. The developer chose to take a slightly smaller game world overload and really increase the density of the connect and to me in many places they absolutely crushed it. In fact, in many ways it is in distance and how everything sort of fits together the first time you sprint through the underbrush of a forest. It also dawns on you that unlike most games, where the illusion of foliage is actually replayed with ragged flat textures everywhere to simulate smaller plants and vegetation, Kingdom has very little of that. They are there, but they are a lot less noticeable, and instead the drop distance for foliage depending and on settings can be far out or to the point where it's almost impossible to see. It is spectacular when it comes to the system work. In fact, I actually still remember old pictures of Oblivion with full grass, which never really made it into the final product until mods came around. But when it comes to world building and just sheer exploration and digital versions of that crack-like feeling of let's just climb one more hill, they nail. Now moving on from there, I have to say, other than a few exceptions, I actually like the character models. There is some insane texture detail on some of those, and the first time you meet her, or even the questionable IE titled preset of a city there that looks in the weathered skin is really easy to notice on all versions, or the dingy and dented armor of some poor lovely serf who is asked to deliver a message to a neighboring castle. It is particular texture work in many different areas. When it comes to the animation, I really like some of the battle animation with sword swinging in different directions and deflecting and unblocked blade counters and quick steps. All handled fairly well. This is also interesting as many times you are right up in the thick of things 2 inches away from some bandit whose only job these days to see what your innards would look like on the outside of your body, and those moments are great. Sadly, that does not stand up when you switch over to hand fighting with punches, all animated and just not really looking near as good. As the weapons, hey, they'll carry some feeling of inertia and moment, which is great, but it's just slingly noticeable. Now not everything is sunshine and strangely armor reflections. Here for Kingdom Come, the game has some performance and presentation issues depending on each platform. The 2 original consoles, for example, like really full lighting passes that the Pro in the X have, and of course the PC, as well as really trans draw distance in level of detail. Systems does not mean they are ugly, it just means it's noticeable. Also, the consoles do have a slight micro standard due to frame pathing issues that even from the major day one patch really did not actually get cleared up, so any kind of sweeping looks turning can result in a bit of stutter if you notice that it's gonna be up to you and your sensitivity for it. Fair to say that many open world games have suffered from situation like this prior to being post-launch patches, so that could just be the fix, and consoles are also kept at 13 FPS. I think this is a very great game, and please press like button on this video. Thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.